Traveling right now, especially international, during this era of COVID and the surge of Delta variant is a personal and a hard decision. I grant you that. But I broke down this decision to 4 different areas. And by following along this video and listening to my explanations, I think you'll be able to make an honest decision for yourself whether traveling international now during COVID is a good fit for you or not. So follow along, and I think you'll find great help on this issue in this video. The first issue to think about is vaccination. Whether you believe that the vaccine is going to save our world from COVID or not is not the issue. Being vaccinated while traveling in this day and age opens up different doors than if you're not vaccinated. It's a total different ball game. There are many countries right now which are open, but if you're vaccinated, you don't have to take a PCR test. Or if you're vaccinated, you don't have to quarantine. Or if you're vaccinated, you get to come on that cruise ship or in that restaurant. But if you're not vaccinated, you can't. So for me, vaccination is the issue of where you want to go or what you want to do, you'll be eligible for, and whether you have to quarantine or not, which will be a hardship. So vaccination is how it'll help you out, and if you can open doors that you need be opened to make it where you can travel. Hi, I'm Ashley with J&A Travel Adventures, and if you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more information about traveling during COVID and some of the adventures we've been on in the last year, subscribe below because you will find some great information in our videos. The second issue to me is safety. When you break down basically an international trip, there's 2 parts to it. There's a mode of transportation that gets you where you want to go, and then the place that you're going to go to. So you have to figure out whether you can get to where you want to go in a manner that is safe enough for you. Like, for example, we just flew to the Maldives on Qatar Airways in the business class, which is in those pods. One of the sections of the flight was 15 hours. I had no fear of being in a pod for 15 hours. So for me, that mode of transportation was safe. With that said, American Airlines right now is squishing as many people as possible back in economy class. And I'm usually a person that'll fly in economy class. I don't mind. But during COVID, especially during the rise of the Delta surge, there is no way that I would feel safe and comfortable flying economy class on American Airlines for 15 hours. That's just not going to happen. So for me, that travel would not be safe. The next thing is where I'm going to go. Can I be safe there? So our trip to Maldives that we just did, we stayed at Cinnamon Don Valley in one of their over-the-water suites. It is a freestanding building. We got to go to our own restaurant. People were spread out. I felt safe there because I wasn't around thousands of people for a week. Right now, I wouldn't go to Disney World. Right now, I wouldn't go to a concert or a big event in Las Vegas because I wouldn't feel safe. So you have to decide whether you can find a trip that is in a safe way that makes you comfortable. The cost of travel right now is my third consideration. Over 75 countries are accepting tourists. Many of those have economies that are largely based on tourism. Thus, resorts are offering amazing deals and throwing in amenities, which may allow you to have a nicer room, have a more luxurious experience, or a longer stay than you normally would have been able to afford. My final consideration is, would I have regret for not having made those memories of that trip with that friend or with those family members? Time is not stopping, and COVID, unfortunately, is not ending anytime soon. Consider, is the event you are celebrating momentous enough in your life that you will regret not having created those memories? Or consider this, is the person you'll be traveling with or traveling to see have the potential of not being in your life in the near future? As my dad has said in the past, regret can eat a hole in your soul. Now, I'm not saying you should or you should not travel right now. I'm providing you 4 things to consider. My goal in the end of this is that you will be comfortable having made your own decision of whether you can create those memories in a way that you are personally comfortable with, or whether it's better for you to not at this time. Now, if you found this video helpful, just click on one of these others, and I guarantee you're going to find much more information to help your whole travel experience.